Are you still in Dubai?
Oman, but close enough.
Where is it?
It's next to you.
I'm near Dubai. It's another country, but it's next to UAE.
Fair enough.
Well, yeah, enough.
It's like Germany, France.
Yeah, that's it. In that area, okay.
And the men wear the dish dashers, the white dresses. I need to get one, really.
I'd definitely buy one. Just to wear around.
When the swimmers went on that, what was it? Was it Ace or?
I don't know.
Nice.
It was
Nice now, isn't it?
Ice now, yeah. When they went on that, they had like a trip to the desert for like the cultural experience or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's photos of Reed just fully dish dashed up.
He's not the only one. Like,
Yeah, they're all wearing.
So, welcome back to another talk show. We've got some boys from Plymouth Leander in the UK with us today. So we've got, going from left to right, we've got Freddy Clampett, we've got Edo. I'm not going to say your surname, so I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Valsecchi.
Valsecchi, there we go. And then we've got Adam Chillingworth on the right. Between the three of them, they are all still competitive swimmers. They're all still of a high level. And we've got some different nationalities going on. So, well, Freddie's pretty boring. I don't know why he's on the video.
He's from Wales.
He's Welsh.
He's as exotic as Welsh.
He just changed
Yeah.
last year.
Traitors, the new nationality.
Was it last summer?
Yeah, last summer. Yeah. I think last summer I changed. That's fun.
He sounds very Welsh as well, as you can all tell.
Very.
And then Edo's Italian, authentic, pasta making, the works.
100%.
Yeah.
And Adam's from Hong Kong. What do you call someone who's from Hong Kong? I don't even know.
I think the technical term is Hong Kongese, but it's not really used a lot.
I've never heard someone say they're Hong Kongese. Hong Kongese.
Hong Kongese. I think people just call them Hong Kongers.
Hong Kongers.
Yeah.
It's not.
There's no official term, I don't think. But yeah.
You jump nationalities as well, to be fair. So
Yeah. Well, I'm half English, half Hong Kong.
Well, on the passport, does it say anything about double nationality or not?
No.
No. Okay.
My British passport says I'm British, and my Hong Kong passport says I'm Chinese.
Oh,
Yeah.
full Chinese.
I guess. How much time have you spent like in your sort of home nation? So I think Edo's probably spent more time in Italy than the other guys have spent in their nationalities.
Right. Well, I mean, I was in Italy for basically 18 years before I came here, and now I go back home. Like, I mean, usually 4 times a year. So like summer, Easter, Christmas. Another time just randomly because I'm bored. But this year, of course, with the whole thing going on, I couldn't. So otherwise now I would be in Italy. But yeah, no, I'm here stuck with the boys. Yes.
Would you normally go back to Italy to compete or to see family or a mixture of both?
I mean, usually the main reason to go back is for competitions because although Italy is quite close, it takes me like 8 hours of traveling every time. So it's not something that I can just do whenever I want because it just, there's also effort for training because you end up missing trainings, eating less and stuff every time you travel. So most of the time it's just because of competition, but then because I'm already there, then I kind of like extend the time for like another week and spend another extra week in Italy with my family after competition, and then I come back. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Adam, how about you in Hong Kong? Have you spent any time there training, or just mainly for competitions?
Well, I've only really been going back as of last summer. So I moved in 2012 after being there for 15 years, and it was a 7-year period where I didn't go back, neither did my family, just because it's expensive. But yeah, no, went back last summer, and that was just to compete. And then went back at Christmas as well, and that was to race as well. So the only reason I really go out there is to race, because I mean I don't have family or relatives out there, so I just go out to race.
And did you swim when you lived there, or was that before you? You must have swum back.
Yeah. I mean, I've been swimming since I was 3, so I spent most of my time swimming there and playing football as well. It was like even between swimming and football when I was out there.
That's cool. So would you say there's any sort of notable differences from your just the culture of swimming in when you trained in Hong Kong or when you trained in Italy to how it is at Plymouth?
Well, very different.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
There's too much stuff to say. But I don't know. In Italy, we have a more like an old school approach. Like here, every day I show up at training, I know what we're gonna do. I already have an idea of how the set is gonna be. In Italy, is a lot of that. It's like you just show up at training and you have no idea what you're gonna do. And sometimes neither the coach. Like you just, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this other. But it just comes up with that in the moment, kind of. Whether here, every day you know what you're gonna do. There's a plan. I mean, it's probably because I wasn't in the biggest team in Italy, but I know that even if you go in other teams, I don't know, they don't look as organized as Plymouth Leanders, especially because basically Robin, which is our head coach, he does that as a main job, whereas in Italy, every coach has a second job. I mean, actually coaching is their second job. They just do it for pleasure more than money or career, because you can't really, it's harder to build a kind of like a coaching career in Italy. And then also, like, for example, here we train like 4 people per lane.
Yeah, it depends on the session.
In Italy, oh my god, we've been like 15 doing 2 different sessions, like sprinters and not mid distance, sprinters and distance in the same lane. Like,
that's the same as Hong Kong. Like here we'll have like limited numbers in a lane, as in Hong Kong it'll be for a ridiculous amount of people in one lane, because there's obviously just limited lane space. So we'll have probably about 4 long course lanes in Hong Kong and about 10 to 8 swimmers in each lane. But the sets that we do like here compared to Hong Kong are obviously quite different. I mean, Plymouth Leanders obviously a high level club. As my club back home in Hong Kong it's more like child based, so there's a lot of younger swimmers. Like when I go back there, I'm the oldest swimmer by about like 6 years. But
I mean, here's the same. If you compare performance with any other team, because we are the only like senior team.
I mean, if I went home to Southampton, it's just me and a bunch of younger swimmers. Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, so it would be the same.
I mean,
so it's just Plymouth Leander there.
I mean,
has such a big organization.
Yeah. I mean, relatively, the program here compared to I think most places is going to be more organised, maybe, and sort of more specific to like each swimmer gets their own lane and stuff like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
you get more attention here, I find, than I do back home.
Yeah,
I don't know.
30 swimmers.
No, I don't.
Even with 15 in the lane?
Yeah. Well, because there was only for a year, and it wasn't like every day 15 per lane, but that can happen, okay?
Yeah.
But like, I think in Italy I was given a little bit more attention, also because as they said, when you go back home to your home team, you're like, it's just you and many other kids. So if you're the only senior athletes, of course you get more attention. Whether here, because it's more of us, I'm getting a little bit less. But I think it's also a different type of approach. Like I think here, Robin is very careful about what he tells us, and he also told me a couple of times when we were talking about like giving feedbacks during training that he doesn't like giving us too many feedbacks. Otherwise, we're gonna overthink about everything. Whether in Italy, like warm up, main set, cool down, second main set, whatever. Every time I would get, do this in this way, do that better, do this other. So it's kind of like the two extremes. So
yeah. I think as a coach, that's something I think about a lot. Is not sort of overloading how much feedback you get, especially as you get towards competitions, because the last thing you want is people like in warm up of meets. And I see a lot of coaches still do it, like their kids are warming up at meets and they're telling them like, do this, do that. And I think it's too late at that point.
Yeah,
and some people are definitely more sensitive to that than others. I think some people, when they're told they're doing something wrong, that they take it almost personally or hard on themselves. And
never.
Have we got a sensitive boy in the middle there?
Yeah.
And everyone's pointing at you, mate. I think you are exactly what I'm describing.
Yeah, maybe sometimes.
Sometimes you overthink. So I think a lot.
No, yeah.
You take a lot to heart as well, don't you?
Yeah.
It's all right then.
There were not feedbacks, all right? It was different.
Okay.
Freddie, as you're someone who was always in the UK, Plymouth for sure has a big diversity in terms of nationalities within the team. I think so. If you look at the past, you've had people like Ruta Melatite win Olympic golds from Plymouth. That's where she used to train. And there's a huge broad spectrum of international athletes there. How do you find that the whole environment is in comparison to, your more standard UK club?
I mean, I came from City of Southampton at home, and we'd never really had barely any international swimmers. Every now and again, we'd have a few Italian people come over maybe to go to university at Southampton University, because Southampton University is quite a good place for engineering and stuff like that. So I'd get a few that would come over and would train with me there, but it was very rare that we'd normally have any international athletes. And then I went straight from that to boarding at Plymouth College with Plymouth Leander, and I went to living with kids from Dubai, loads of African nations, Polish, French, Caribbean islands, basically all over Europe as well.
But it's still the case now.
Yeah, so it's still the case now. I mean, it's hugely
range
international. And
I was also considering Southampton.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting to go from somewhere where you don't really know, like, you sort of know what you're in with normally is sort of just a bunch of English kids, all the same, whereas you go to a place where everyone's come just to swim from around the world, and it's sort of quite nice. And obviously it leads to some sort of language barriers. Like there's a new Spanish boy that joined this year. He knew absolutely no English, and he's awesome. But it's like he's learning it as he goes, and it's interesting to try and get along with people from different nationalities that you might not necessarily meet or get along with or anything. Like it's just sort of interesting. And also, I don't think the actual training environment's any different because everyone wants to swim. It's sort of like everyone's there to train, and so it doesn't matter where they're from. It's just
you're
there. You might have clashes of cultures and stuff, but at the end of the day, everyone has like the same sort of goal.
Yeah, I mean it's
it unites us.
Yeah, you were quite a good team for like this year and last year.
Yeah,
being quite united and also,
sort of it's quite well focused as well.
Everybody wanted to train hard, so it was really good.
Yeah,
it was always like a good race, like even during the warm up, like him and other guys just keep on racing during the warm up.
I mean, they're the worst.
You don't race, yes you do.
That's not race,
mate.
I used to.
Yeah, you used to. I remember I tried probably 2-3 years ago when I had to start doing more volume. Sometimes I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna race them. But then I would race them for the warm up, and then we had the main set, and I would be dead by then.
Yeah, that was when we had a change in coaching. We went from doing sort of maybe 3-4K sessions every session to 7K. Like it was sort of like the jump from not doing not much volume to just a hugely aerobic sort of aerobic program. Yeah, it was just it was quite difficult, and everyone suffered, I think, a little bit that year.
You lost a few
But-
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
many people
like
quit
quite a
the
few
swimming.
people dropped out just because it was like a huge change from what it
Yeah.
used to be.
Almost
But-
did too. Yeah.
But now it's all right. I mean, doing the sort of sessions that we were doing back then now wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but for like 6 months, it was such a like low intensity training. It was just so low.
yeah, true.
Then it got high
Yeah,
intensity,
yeah.
a little bit less volume.
Is that when John left and Robin came in?
Yeah. And I think obviously there was a shift from being a more sprint orientated program to being sort of mid-distance, sort of 100-based program. I think there's like there's obviously more athletes that do mid-distance events now than there was before. And they're obviously doing a bit better. Like we've got Laura.
Yeah, but also because of how the training changed.
Yeah, obviously, exactly.
Because
So the
otherwise we
training
have more
changed.
sprinters joining us this year rather than mid-distance.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So like the training changed, so we have more people that do longer events joining, and also I think also the fact that we've got quite a few juniors that are doing well in the middle distance events as well, doing well.
Yeah.
Whereas when John was here, we had Ben, Tom Fannin, and a bunch of the other sprinters, at least on the British scale. AJ as well, and also
Steve.
there was Mindaugas, who was from Lithuania. There was Gedris, who was from Lithuania as well. They're like Lithuanian sprinters that were also doing really well. Yeah, Pojo. Darren Lim from Singapore as well. Gregor from Lithuania. No, sorry, Estonia. Yeah. So I mean, like we've had when John was here, it was a much more sprint orientated program, and now we've obviously got Tom Bealey's joined us recently, and he was 200 fly swimmer. Laura's still here. We've got junior swimmer.
We've got loads of juniors.
Yeah, loads of juniors from Italy. So there's Nicole, a girl from Italy that joined. Greta from Germany that joined. Like a pretty big. Macy as well.
Yeah.
200 fly swimmer.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like a more 200 based program.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh yeah, Josh Cameron. Yeah. So.
How does he do? Does he do?
Yeah, 200 back.
200 back or 100?
Yeah, it's both 100 and 200. Yeah.
I should probably mention it for people that don't know you. Freddie is mainly a 200 fly, 100 fly swimmer. Then Edo is still pretty much thoroughbred sprinter, isn't he? 50, 100 fly. Did you race much freestyle? You don't race much freestyle, do you? A little.
No.
Only tapered.
Yeah, only tapered. But it's because I never do freestyle during training. I'd like to do more because I think I can improve. My technique is a bit bad, but I'm a strong kicker, so I think I could do like a decent 50 or 100.
Well, you do have some solid times then.
You have some alright short course times. You've been like
I shot good, 22
and 49 on 100 in a relay, and
49, yeah, but that's short course, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all underwater.
Yeah, it's underwater. Long course haven't raced that well. Like I think I would be 3 mid for 55.
What 53 mean?
53,
23 maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Probably. Yeah, I don't think I would make the national time now. But if I train freestyle, yeah, I could probably do it. Just not great at any other stroke or fly.
And then Adam's breaststroke predominantly, definitely leaning towards the longer, the 200 over the 100 and the 100, I guess.
Yeah, 100's okay as well. Yeah, but more 200. Yeah.
So I guess you boys on the outside probably had a preferable impact when Robin joined. The meters started going up, the volume increased. And have you found that that's benefited the events you swim?
Yeah, I mean, in my first year when I was here, that was John's last year.
Yeah.
I was also new to uni as well, so I wasn't training like full time. I was training like maybe 4 or 5 times a week, and that whole season, I didn't drop any time. It wasn't that great for me. And then obviously Robin took over,
And he joined us.
and I moved into this
living,
house
yeah.
with these boys.
Yeah.
So everything sort of came a bit easier. And so with joining this house and being able to travel with them to the pool, I was just training more. And so training more, and with Robin's new taking over the club, it sort of came together, and I just started like dropping time, and it worked for me, and it still does. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was I was pretty much the same for the first year or so of uni. We didn't. Well, I don't think I'd take it anywhere near as seriously as we are now. Considering, the first year was not great.
Oh my God, no.
But I mean, now I mean, we've sort of got into a routine of how to what to cook when we get back, what to eat, sort of portion sizing, and also the fact that obviously the training did change from being John's program to Robin's. I think that did have an impact because I'm definitely not dying anywhere near as much as I was 3 or 4 years ago when I was being coached by John. And also, I mean, my times have improved like a decent amount over that period. And I mean, it's just obviously I'm sure it has there's a lot of factors also, but I do think the shift from what we were doing to what we're doing now is good. And I think obviously we can still always room to improve on everything, but it's pretty good.
What was so bad about that first year you was living together then? What went wrong then?
Nothing went wrong.
Nothing went wrong.
Just typical first year of uni.
We were quite committed in the water, but not as committed outside. Probably, like we weren't really taking care of I don't know, stretching or going to the physiotherapist or having a good diet or let's say have a good night's sleep on Saturday night because we are always out. Yeah, we probably spent 1 weekend in the house and that was it in the whole year. So yeah, from the second year we started behaving a little bit better and being more committed.
Third year. So last year.
Second year we just. I remember that we kind of tried to go out, but we just couldn't because we were so tired. It's like, for example, me, I went from with John. There was like pure sprint. I was doing 30K a week, and then the year after, I also just had an operation, so I started training mid-October, remember? And Robin just started giving me, 70K a week, and I just died. I just couldn't handle it. Yeah, so after 3 full months, I wanted to quit swimming because I wasn't enjoying it anymore. So yeah, for me, instead, the first year I was dying in 100 because I was done just 150. Like at 75, I was really, really fast, but then I would die in the last 25. Instead, that kind of year of doing 70K a week didn't really help me at that time, but it's helping me now because I've got a better aerobic capacity.
You can almost finish a 200 fly, I've heard.
Well, not yet, but actually, my PB is from 3 years ago. So from when I was training with John, I think. Yeah. When I was doing sprint. My 200 PB is from where I was doing just sprint, nothing else. After that competition, I started doing the kick set with you because before I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But I mean, you've still dropped a considerable amount of time since when you joined to now. Sort of thing.
I mean, I dropped the most. Well, my first year I dropped from 55.4 to 54.5. Second year, 54.1, and then I didn't drop. I didn't drop last year because I didn't do a really good race at Italian Champs, and then I got ill a lot, and I got headache, fever, broken ankle. I've done everything, and this year I dropped again. So yeah, it's good. But yeah, I think it was good.
So talking about competitions, then how for you, Adam? How are the meets in Hong Kong that you've been to? Are they just the same as any meets you've been anywhere, or do they have a little bit of a different vibe?
I mean, the meets that I did in Hong Kong were obviously different to here, but that was also because I was just not as good as I am here. I mean, in Hong Kong, you have in Hong Kong, the structure of competition is the top level is national champs, and then you'll have what's known as Division 1 and Division 2 competitions. And I only ever did Division 2 competitions, and they were just sort of heat declared winner sort of things. There was never any sort of finals or but what I could remember.
What about when you went back in last summer and then in the Christmas time for competitions? Obviously,
I went back in summer, and that was for the national championships. So that was something that I never did when I was there, living there. And the structure of that is pretty similar to UK competitions, to be fair. So you have like about 3-day competition, then you'll have heats, and then finals in the evening. And there's not much different of that competition to the ones here. So yeah, similar.
Did you win the national champs last year?
Yeah, I won the 200 and the 100 breaststroke. Yeah.
Nice job, good stuff.
Yeah.
What the 50?
I didn't do the 50.
No.
No, there's no point.
Could you have won the 50?
No, the 50 was won in 28 too, so I wouldn't have.
I can't do that.
No, not a long course. But I wanted to get the 200 breaststroke national record, but I missed it because I had the British national champs, which I won that as well. But I did that in.
Oh, look at it! He's winning it all.
But then I had the Hong Kong national champs 2 weeks afterwards, and so my form sort of dropped off a bit. And the national record is a 2:15.3, and I managed to go 2:15.7. So I was off it by a little bit.
We were still +2 PB +2.7.
Yeah, exactly.
And my PB 13.0, so I was a bit gutted with that.
But can you not do the Hong Kong national record here?
No, the Hong Kong national record has to be set in Hong Kong.
Why?
They're just funny like that.
So even if you went to like the Olympics and swam 2:13 at the Olympics, that wouldn't count as the Hong Kong record.
I think there would be a special.
I think maybe international team selections.
Yeah, international competitions, I could probably get away with that. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I haven't looked into it too much. I think the Edinburgh International, I could have set time there.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay.
Yeah, but I would need to tell the Hong Kong SA a month in advance, and then get a.
Look, in a month I'm gonna go national.
And I also need to organise like a doping report and stuff. So it's a lot of effort.
Even if it's level 3 competition. No, which one is that?
Level 1.
Level 1.
Yeah. Then I need a whole load of information.
Yeah, because level 1 technically they already have the doping system.
Yeah, they have. Well, no, that's.
But I need a report for me just after my race.
I think there's one.
Oh, they need one to then send to your country and stuff. Because they told me something about that as well before Winter Champs.
Did they?
Yeah. My friends were telling me, but I didn't really look into that.
Oh, okay.
Our meets here are great. Like we send the times we do off, and they literally reply to us like, "What level meet is it?" And we just go, "It's level 1." Always level 1.
Always level.
And like we legitimately in the meets we have here in Oman, which is near Dubai but not in Dubai. For those who don't know, I'm not exaggerating. In like the first 10 heats of 50 freestyle, no one goes sub-minute. Like the suits on offering. I mean, we have people in we have girls in the full arms, full legs situations going on. We have boys in board shorts. Like anything goes. And then like we send it off to the SA, and they're like, "Oh, so what level meet was it?" And I'm thinking, it wasn't. I was like, "Yep, level 1." They're like, "Sweet." But I've qualified for nationals in a meet where like the first 5 heats were all like non-swimmers. It's insane. But so yeah, I don't know. From my perspective, like the meets definitely here are completely different to what they're like in the UK. I mean, there's no structure whatsoever. You can literally have 5 minutes between heats. I've seen, like, before the last heat, I've been waiting behind the blocks to race, and they've just decided to do a raffle draw. And, like, I've been like, hat and goggles on, like, literally 1 foot on the block, and I've just waited 10 minutes for, like, a raffle draw. People come and have prizes and take pictures of their prizes. I'm just sat there, like, what on earth is going on? It's absolutely mental.
Sounds fun.
Sounds fun, though.
Yeah.
Oh, they're cool meets. They're like the most relaxed meets on earth. I don't know, they're outdoors as well, which is so cool. Have you boys raced outdoors? I mean, I'm sure you have in Italy.
Yeah.
You have a Rome pool.
Yeah, Rome. Like
you raced in a Rome pool.
Yeah. Summer Champs is always held in Rome. It's really nice. So hot. Like
40 degrees.
Yeah, you spend 4 days outdoor in 40 degrees weather. So you just get so tanned. But the thing is that by day 3, day 4, you feel so dehydrated.
Yeah.
And so weak as well. But it's nice. Like, last year I wasn't really prepared for it because I got ill just before it. So it was more like a holiday. It was actually nice. Honestly. It's just really nice to swing outdoor. Also, it's a really good as well.
Yeah. I love this outlook of how his meet went. I was ill, so I just went and got a tan. It was hot. Yeah.
You're there. Basically, your team pays for almost everything. You got the bus from where you train in Milan. Like I live in Milan, and we meet at the pool. We get on the bus. We go to Rome. We're in a hotel all together, just swimmers. It's just nice. It's really nice. With different teams, just great. Just a good fun. Because I mean, they're in the middle of August. Then in mid-August, like last year was like the 10th. So many people just can't be bothered. So it's just you can see people swimming really, really fast, or people just be there just to attempt it. Let's say just to be there.
I mean, in Hong Kong, I used to race outdoors pretty much all the time. Like there wouldn't be many indoor meets except for like school competitions.
Are there outdoor pools like on the roofs of buildings, or where are they?
No, they're just in the city. Like it's surprising the amount of 50-meter pools in Hong Kong. There are more 50-meter pools in Hong Kong than UK.
Really?
Yeah, because there's just such an emphasis on swimming in Hong Kong, which is surprising because Hong Kong don't really have that many fast swimmers, but everyone swims when they're younger. And so the amount of pools in Hong Kong is actually surprising.
It's all right. It's tropical, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was cold.
No, it's hot. Like the coldest you'll get in winter is you'll be lucky to get single figures.
I've raced in Barcelona. That was outside, actually.
Have you not raced in Lisbon?
Oh no, Lisbon pool indoors.
Was it?
Yeah, I went to Lisbon. Was their indoor comp as well.
Wait, the one in Austin.
That's Barcelona. Yeah. And Monaco is indoors as well. That was underground.
Yeah, I've seen that before. It looks mental.
Yeah, so it's not a good pool, but I mean it's quite cool because it's in a shopping centre, and it's the same with the Barcelona one. You walk through. Is it under a football stadium? No, sorry, Monaco's a football stadium, so it's like underneath the football stadium. It's quite cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
My old pool where I train in Hong Kong, that's underground. So
is it?
It's underneath a building.
Oh.
Like a 20-story building. It's just underneath.
No, obviously UK, not many opportunities to race outdoors.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to race outdoors in the UK, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, midsummer would be okay.
Summer,
a few weekends it would be all right here and there.
Yeah, but it's not worth building an outdoor pool to use it a couple of times a year.
No.
I guess there's a few Lidos loitering around. I'm pretty sure Peterborough train in like a 33-meter Lido pool, or something crazy like that, like in the summer.
To be fair, back home in when I go back home where my family live in Cheddar, I train I used to train at Millfield Pool.
Yeah.
Then in the summer that would be closed, and so we train in a Lido, which is 33 meters, and then there's another pool that we sometimes train in, and that's 33 meters as well. So I'm pretty used to training in 33-meter pools now.
33. I remember like back when I was really young, I raced in a 33-meter pool. So like I remember racing 100 free, and it being 3 lengths. I just remember it being the most bizarre thing on earth. Then also all the relays at that meet were like 4 by 33 meters, and I remember that being the best thing ever. That was just like spot on. Like I'd be all for bringing back 33-meter races, like just beyond short course, 1 length. Oh, I reckon. I mean, my starts aren't even that good. I don't know what my benefit would be, but just I wouldn't die as much.
The 66s are bad though. I did relays as well in a
66
in a what's called in a 33-meter pool with 2 lengths.
Yeah.
So you don't know whether it's going max or not.
Yeah.
Like it's a 66-meter race.
Yeah, but hundreds are
You die on a
the most
50.
weird
A
ones.
66 is awful. Yeah.
Hundreds are weird though. 'Cause you have free lengths, and you're not sure how you sort of pace that. It's like you go
Max,
fast,
easy,
fast, and then
Death.
die, or easy, fast. It's not the same as long course or short course.
You can't pace it.
Have any of you boys ever swum yards?
No, it'd be good fun, I reckon.
I'd love it. Or you would love it, Freddie. That would be like your optimal 200 yards fly. I reckon you would smash.
Less dying,
I'd
more
like
turns.
to do yards sometimes. I'd love to train them.
Nice 15.
Even though from the people that I've spoken to who have done yards training, who are good short course, they would say they love it or they hate it. It's like some people love it, some people hate it. So
for the underwater, you can go
15 meters,
50 meters or 50 yards?
Meters.
Yeah.
It's just
And what's 50 yards?
I just love it.
45.7.
Yeah, it's like 2 meters of length or
Mate,
less.
but that means that in my 50 fly, I do 4 strokes in the first 25.
You do 3.
That's just so short. That's so short.
And you know, I've watched so many
3
races in
strokes.
yards, and it's crazy how little swimming they do.
Yeah, they don't do.
Have you seen when Caleb Dressel went the 100 yards American record? And he literally, I think he does like 3, 4, 4, 5 strokes. So 3 strokes, 4 strokes, 4 strokes, 5 strokes.
Yeah. The same with breaststroke, like Will Lacone, when he went 147.9,
200,
doing some like 3 strokes per length, and it's stupid.
It definitely suits a certain type of swimmer for sure.
There was report that it's changing to 25 meters though. That's what they're.
Rumors, isn't there?
Yeah, they want to change it
think
to
about
meters
scrapping
for the
the
collegiate system.
Well, back in the day, every Olympic year, NCAA's was short course meters. So like back in I think they done it for 2000, 2004, like Anthony Irvin and Aaron Pearsall, they used to get short course world records at NCAA's in the Olympic years. And I think they stopped doing that from 08 forwards. But I'd definitely like to see something along those lines, like a short course NCAA's.
Put it short meters, it would be. I think the only problem with that would be then nobody would ever rival the records that are already set. So, I mean, sort of, if you've got one now and they changed it to meters, you're never going to do a rested and tapered yards proper competition ever again. So you won't ever.
It wouldn't be.
But you think they would care? Because I think that if you have like a national record yards, you're also someone who's competing to go to Olympics, to measure.
True, but I mean, it's like the thing is that for those people, then those records are pretty much there forever now. That's what I'm saying. Nobody.
I think they should just leave it. Just go short course meters.
Yeah.
Because we could probably get some ridiculous time short course meters if they fully train the short course.
I mean, Dressel tried. And
I mean, when the US sent a team.
What do you mean he didn't do well?
Not as good as everybody expected.
Dressel holds the 53 world record short course. He went 20.2. How is that? Like he tried and failed.
What about the hands of fly?
There was that. Yeah, I mean, if there was a meet where he was like in his best form, sure, there'll be some ridiculous times. The US team to what was it, 2018 short course?
Yeah,
and there was just so much expectation as to what they would do, and like they were good, but.
Yeah, the thing is that he'd never trains it or races it. So, I mean, it's like you going to racing yards without practice.
Let's do it. I just warm up. 3 strokes rather than 4. I mean, it's like,
yeah, but I think
go and race in a pool where the tee is not the right distance. I've done it.
I love it.
Every single time.
There's the Sheffield pool when it's short course in the further end.
The tee's
like 3 meters away instead of
3.5 rather than 2. I messed up every single turn I did. Every single one.
Cried his eyes out. They did write an apology though to all the swimmers.
Did they? Apology, like.
It's a bit like
Huh?
An apology's a bit late, isn't it? When like. I mean, I flew back from Amman to race there, and I didn't even get to swim in the pool before that meet started. Like, my first time swimming in that pool was like when I dived in for the 53. No, 100 fly. I dived in for the 100 fly, and I literally, like, the first turn, I was like, yeah, that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah. So it's a bit further away than you think.
Especially because it gets deeper. As it gets deeper, like you don't, the T is so far away, and then you don't see the wall.
Oh, the wall floats.
Yeah, it's just messed up.
Yeah,
just so hard.
Put it in the middle again.
Yeah, exactly.
Mid-pool.
Do you not look on when you breathe?
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, but in a 50 you don't.
Do you not?
Yeah,
I don't know. I was only 50.
Yeah, but how
you just do. I just know I need to do 4 strokes. Once I've done 4 strokes, I stop and wait for the wall. That's it.
Stopping people.
That first year, the first Winter Nationals year in like 2015, when they had the booms in the middle, that year felt mental. Like
16.
No, they did
15, and then they did 16.
Everyone loved that pool.
Yeah.
And like going to short course nationals 2018, 2019, everyone wanted to be that middle pool. But
yeah, it was awful.
But you know,
so
like,
much.
the corridor, they start sinking.
Did it?
Like, everybody in the corridor, like you had this much water.
Yeah, the platform.
The platform started going down.
When they started, it was like underwater.
It started going down. That's probably why they didn't want everybody to drown before the race.
Yeah, because when you walk onto,
you'd walk out.
Yeah,
over
the middle bit, you all walk in that way, and everyone was on it at one corner, so it was like dipping down.
Okay,
it started sinking. It was great.
Yeah, they should have never changed from that. That felt like being a pinball in between, like just pinging back and forth.
Yeah,
it's great.
It was bouncy.
Great pool.
Freddie tripped when he walked out.
Yeah,
which year was it?
Was it Plymouth Leander, Freddy Clampett.
That was 16, I think.
16.
Yeah, I tripped on the way out. My 200 IM final, like walking out, they had like cables running around. Obviously, they had like flame machines and stuff. And I just tripped, completely decked it on one of the wires walking out for a final.
Fully fall down?
No, it was sort of like a
little
stumble. Yeah, full stumble. But
do we have? Is there video footage of this?
Yeah, Adam saw that, I think. Or someone saw it.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube.
I'm going to try and find this and just overlay it.
and
it's not as bad as his dive at Bucks short course. When was it?
Last year.
18.
Yeah, 18. So Bucks short course 2018. My front foot slipped in front of my back foot, and I sort of fell in on my side. So I sort of like entered on my side.
You sort of like cradled into a ball and just fell in the water.
Yeah, and that was the start of the 200 fly.
How does this happen?
The front foot,
we ask him this all the time. We don't know how it happened.
My toes went over the edge, I don't think, of the block when I was gripping it. So I think they were just on a flat, and I slipped. And then the front foot went sideways and across my body.
How you can slip on a grippy block, I don't really know.
No, I
somehow did.
But then I did the rest of the 200 fly. It was painful. Yeah. I was caught everyone up by 50 though, and then died. But
slipped, and then he was out in a 27 still.
Yeah,
that 27 would have been effort wise about 25. So he died a bit.
Yeah, I pushed it, but
it was so funny. It was so good.
I'm still really, really annoyed that nobody's like recorded that.
Yeah, I was the only one watching it, I think.
Yeah,
I was the only one
there.
there.
I've seen the race.
No.
Yeah, you were after me.
Oh, what, were you there?
I was there.
Yeah, because you raced Duncan Scott, didn't you?
Yeah.
Good times.
Almost still first, 175. In my head, I was like, yeah, this is the time. This is the story you're going to tell your kids, the time that you beat Duncan Scott instead, no?
He pulled out the bag last 25.
Last 25.
Did it start to fly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was me and him, and it just went in the last 25.
Yeah. That's good.
You know, like 2:01, you went 2 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It was a decent race.
Yeah, it was good for you.
It was good. You got PB? Probably.
I went 2:14.4, which was a PB. Yeah.
He always goes PB in like shit competitions. And when was it, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, he went on a field trip in
America. So we had came back. Yeah, it was 2008. Oh no, when was it?
18. Yeah, it was 18, wasn't it?
No, 19.
Or was it 19?
It wasn't last year, was it?
No, yeah, because it was.
You went,
No, yeah,
you
no.
say last year, but
It, no,
the year
it was
before you went somewhere else.
2018, and at the British Champs Edinburgh International / meet, I went 1041. Then I went away on a field trip to France for about a week and a bit. Came back and I had regionals, and I did 100 breasts and I PB'd. I went like a 3.9.
No training.
No training, yeah. Just how it goes, really, isn't it? Just me.
That's what they say. A little bit of rest goes a long way. A little bit of rest, a little bit less pressure.
Yeah. But then, like, the Edinburgh meet just gone, I went 3.7. But then on training on that Wednesday right before it, I went 2.9. And that was at the end of the set.
At the end of the
training,
session, yeah.
I was just like, oh, I don't know how something works. No.
I think Liam told me about that. I was like, my God, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I felt good.
We are missing one in the in this picture. There should be a little Zimbabwean boy
African
here.
boy.
I didn't in the back.
Yeah.
Is he going to be upset he's not in it?
No, he'll be fine. He might cry a little bit.
He might, but he's not here.
It's okay.
Did you give him the option to be part of it?
No, he's with his family in Edinburgh at the moment, so I just thought I'd let him be. He's
Yeah.
Ask.
I mean, you do know how video calls work. We could have added him. He doesn't have to be in the room with you.
Yeah, true.
I forgot about it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't say that. He's going to be watching this like in tears.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he might cry a little bit.
Oh, guys,
Liam, you was missed, mate. You was missed.
We do miss him. We do miss him.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
He's the messy one, so the house is actually quite nice right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say he's the messy one, but he is.
Yeah, he's awful.
There's stuff everywhere. Now everything we find around the house, we just put it into his cupboard now.
All right, boys. I think we can wrap it up there. Thanks ever so much for coming on and speaking. You can check these guys out on Instagram and stuff. Do you want to say your Instagram handles and stuff? I don't know.
I don't even know mine.
Just Freddy Clampett, normal.
Yeah,
yours is Valsecchi.
My thing is Valsecchi Edoardo. Good luck spelling that.
And you're Adam Chilling.
Adam.Chillingworth, yeah.
I'll overlay it on the screen. People can find you if they want to find you. Thanks for talking swimming. If you like the video, as always, if you could subscribe, press the like button, and let us know if you want to see more of this sort of content. See you next time.